on, baby. Ooh. Happy hump day, everybody. Welcome to another Workshop Wednesday. And welcome back to the shop. Can you believe we've gone our whole first season in the new rig without any serious breakdowns? A couple little hiccups, but with the amount of things that I was just testing out, it has been a remarkable success. But I have a whole bunch of reviews to give. We've done a whole season now, and I've got to thoroughly test basically everything in the new rig. Today we're going to be diving into my battery system. So first and foremost, I think I'm just going to teach you guys how I have my battery system set up in the rig. I was in a neat position going into this build because I had spent 2.5-ish years living and traveling in the motorhome. So I had a good idea of how I wanted to do certain parts of this. And I wanted to have my battery system separate, meaning the house was going to be on one system and the business on another. It didn't turn out exactly how I wanted, but things have worked good so far. Here in the pass-through, I have two deep cycle lead acid 6-volt golf cart batteries. They're maintained through 400 watts of solar up on the roof. Those power my propane furnace, the diesel air heater, lights, water pump, and my airbags for the truck, and that's it. Now, the business end is all through my EcoFlow Delta Pro. Going into the build, I had a fair bit of confidence in this product because I did my research before partnering with EcoFlow, but this was a big unknown. I had never used something like this, and it ended up having to take up a lot of my power needs. Actually, this does 100% of my charging and powering within the rig. This thing just lives underneath the table 100% of the time. So all of my cameras, computers, everything gets run off of this device. It's wired underneath the camper, so I don't have to take it out every time I charge it. The wire goes under the camper, along the top of the boxes, and then out the bottom. I can pull my EcoFlow Smart Generator out and charge this anywhere that I am. And the great thing about that generator is it does direct DC to DC charging. So this thing being 3,600 watt hours can still charge from 0 to 100 in less than 3 hours. I'm going to be doing a proper review of the generator as well, so we're not going to dive into that, but it is an important part of my system. You can actually plug your entire house into this thing. There's a 30 amp outlet, not something that I utilize because I don't use the outlets in my rig. Otherwise, I could plug the whole rig into this. There's 4 20 amp max 110 AC outlets. That's what makes this really cool. Is it's basically just a great big DC battery bank, but it has all of these AC capabilities. There's 4 USB A's and 2 USB C's. For me, that's really important because charging all of my camera batteries, I don't have to bring those little converters, the little AC to DC converters. I can just plug right into the battery itself. There's a whole bunch of DC options on the side. It's not something that I personally use just because all of my stuff, all my needs are met right on the front of this thing. It will power the Starlink, and that's a pretty big power consumer, surprisingly, but only because I was having Starlink cable issues. So when I finally got it to connect, I just didn't disconnect it again. So it would run all night and then all day if I was in one location for an extended period of time. And then the other big power consumer is I have a small AC water heater and tank in this, and that's wired underneath the camper as well, up under the table where this thing lives, and I plug it in and that heats my water. Going from cold to hot will take about 30% of this battery because I don't travel around with hot water all the time. I only heat it when I need it. Rhyme. I don't think this is really built or marketed to be used the way that I use it, but I'll tell you, it has worked perfectly for this lifestyle that I live. I'm not paid to review this product, but I also didn't have to pay for it. So it comes in at a pretty hefty price tag, But if I was going to go through this build again, this being my business, I would absolutely consider going this direction. In the motorhome, I was running my little generator 100% of the time that I needed power. So if I was editing for 6-8 hours, the generator's running outside the whole time. This has been a great product because it's always there. I don't have to start it. I don't have to change the oil. I don't have to put gas in it. It's just working and it's nice and quiet. And it's with the current schedule I've been on through the summer, I'm charging this every 3 days. I think I could go up to about a week if I wasn't having Starlink issues. You can actually set a timer on this as well. So if I want it to run things into the night and then shut off, I can do that. And all of those options are available within the phone app, which has actually been really great. A lot of the products I have in this old school truck and rig, they work through phone apps, and it's actually been a great resource for me. One of the things I haven't really enjoyed, but it's really no one's fault but my own, is that when I'm charging this off the generator direct to DC, that generator's running basically wide open, and if I'm camping around other people, I just feel guilty about that. But if you're charging this through a regular plug-in here at the back, through the app, you can actually tell it how much power to pull. So then the generator will basically sit out and just idle and charge this thing. So I might do some rewiring this winter so I can utilize charging this off AC instead of direct to DC. All in all, I have to give this thing basically a 10 out of 10. It hasn't fallen short in any of my needs so far. Granted, it is built to power a lot more than what I need to power. Anyways, that's my review of the EcoFlow Delta Pro. Thanks for watching, everybody.